So we got a ruling in the Vanderstock case from the circuit court, so let's go ahead and talk about it. What's up, Wolverines? Welcome back to the channel. My name is John Crump, and this is John Crump News, where we discuss 2A every day. Let's go ahead and thank today's sponsor. Gideon Optics makes some of the best optics at an affordable price. So why spend money on an optic where you can get a cheaper optic that is just as good? Go ahead and check out Gideon Optics, and for a limited time, you can use code CRUMPY and get 10% off and free shipping on all orders. Before I talk about what is going on, please sub to the channel. That is engagement, and engagement is the way to beat the algorithm. I'm trying to get my message out there, and you can help propagate the signal by going ahead and subbing to the channel. It would mean a lot to me. Today, we're going to be talking about what is going on in the Vanderstock case. The Vanderstock case is the case out of Texas dealing with frames and receivers. Basically, what happened was a judge vacated the whole entire rule, and that's Judge Reed O'Connor, and that went up to the circuit level, which they didn't reinstate. And then the federal Supreme Court went ahead and stayed the vacation of the rule. So Defense Distributed and 80% Arms went to get another injunction because it really wasn't clear if SCOTUS stayed all the injunctions or just the vacation of the rule. So Defense Distributed and 80% Arms asked Judge Reed O'Connor to issue a new injunction, which he did. He issued an injunction to Defense Distributed, 80% Arms, and their customers. The government appealed to the Fifth Circuit Court. Their argument was that the Supreme Court stayed all the injunctions, and what Reed O'Connor was doing by issuing a new injunction was going against the will of the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court is a higher court, and all inferior courts have to abide by what they say. The Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals did not agree with the government's position that the Supreme Court stayed all the injunctions. But they did state that what Reed O'Connor did was overly broad. They did state that you cannot issue an injunction to non-parties, such as the customers of Defense Distributed and 80% Arms. But the government also said that they would not prosecute anyone who buys 80% Arms or Defense Distributed products. So that basically means that they have no intention of prosecuting anyone that buys from these two companies, and that is in writing in a court document. So you can go ahead and take that to the bank. For these reasons, Defense Distributed and 80% Arms kept their injunctions. The circuit court vacated part of the injunction, and that is for the customers. And that is because the customers do not have standing to sue, because the federal government said that they are not going to take enforcement action against the customers, and the circuit court ruled that non-parties cannot be protected by an injunction. But you are protected because the government has agreed not to take enforcement actions against customers of Defense Distributed and 80% Arms. Right now, it looks like Defense Distributed and 80% Arms has a virtual monopoly over frames and receivers now until new injunctions can come down. And I am positive new injunctions are going to come down. It's a very, very complicated thing. So the old injunctions aren't vacated, but they might not be able to be used. It's very, very complicated. But just know right now, 80% Arms and Defense Distributed basically has a monopoly on everything until the new injunctions can come down, which have already been filed. And I am thinking that it is going to be coming down pretty damn shortly. So in the next few days, you might see some more videos popping up about injunctions, but we'll just have to wait and see. This is a victory for the firearms world, because this is stating that the Fifth Circuit does not believe that the Supreme Court wanted all the injunctions to go away. I am sure the federal government and the ATF, of course, are going to appeal to SCOTUS to have them step in and issue an emergency stay, but I don't think that they are going to be willing to do that. So we're going to be back in the same exact place we were a few months ago with all the injunctions and basically everything running as business as usual. We will see who gets the next one, but only time will tell. But this is a good victory, and this is a good victory for the Firearms Policy Coalition, which is a party to the case. And this is just showing you that the rule on frames and receivers will end up on the trash heap of history with the bump stock rule, with the pistol brace rule, with the gun seller rule, and all the other illegal actions and overstepping their boundaries that the ATF is doing. They are an out of control agency and they need to be reined in. And I think we're going to see the beginning of that. They keep on violating the Administrative Procedures Act, the APA, and I think the Supreme Court is going to smack them down. There's other cases that have to do with Chevron that I think the Supreme Court is going to roll in as well. They're not gun related, but it can have effects on the gun community. I'll talk about those at a later date. But if you like what I do here, go ahead and give me that big thumbs up. It really helps. Once again, engagement is great. Also, let me know what you think down below. Should we even be contemplating following what the government is saying, or should we do some type of civil disobedience? Let me know down below. Also, we're still fundraising for PAC 997, my kids' Cub Scout unit. The link is down below in the description. I will see you tomorrow. I already have another story. I haven't filmed it yet. I'm going to write this one up for AmmoLand. Then I'm going to write the other one up for AmmoLand. And then I'll film the video tomorrow for the other story I'm working on. Plus, there's some other stories coming down this week. It's going to be another hectic week. I was planning on taking today off because I've been traveling, but that's just not going to happen because it never happens. Damn you, Hank Strange. The curse of Hank Strange is a real thing. All right, guys, join me at 5 p.m., which is a little bit under an hour from now on John Crump Live, and we have Gun Doctor on, and it's going to be a fun time. So that's 5 p.m. Eastern on John Crump Live. We're going to have a blast, and I can talk to you all, and I'll see you all around. All right, guys, stay ever vigilant, stay ever free. There's tons of ways to support the channel. Getting tongue-tied here. There's tons of ways to support the channel down below, so go ahead and check those out. Got a Patreon, got a locals, got everything. So go ahead and check that out. And with that, we are out of here. So stay ever vigilant, stay ever free. I already said that, didn't I? Okay, I will just say Wolverine's